Good morning. Welcome to your program agenda. I'm your host, Sito Beltran, thanking you for joining us this morning, October 18, 2023. It's a Wednesday, and please be reminded in case you are planning to drive out, make sure that your vehicles are not coding like ours. Okay, so this morning, we begin the day with gratitude, thanking all of you for being Cignal TV subscribers, for being viewers of One News, and of course for watching Agenda, your program, here on channels 8 and 250. And for those of you who watch us via Facebook, those who watch us through YouTube and the Signal Play app, maraming salamat po. Please kindly inform your other friends about the program so that people know we are here to serve. And if you have agendas or concerns or activities that don't get the right amount of coverage because they are not sexy, because they are not earth shaking, etc., try giving us sending us an email, and if we can, we'll extend the platform to you so that people will know about the good things you do. That is what Agenda wants to achieve, to give a platform for groups, persons, organizations that do good for others. Okay, so today we are going to have a double header. We are going to have two topics with two separate guests, and the first one is important for those of you who are aspiring to have cars, to have your own vehicle, and to have your own business. Okay, watch out. There is a scam, and we want you to know about this scam because there are certain groups that have been targeted by organized criminals to take advantage of, and they all end up losing money and end up having problems with banks. And the second program, or the second topic for today, is the growing number of government agencies that have been attacked by cyber criminals, websites that have been hacked, and how you should, or what you should do to make sure that even your own personal website, accounts, etc., can be protected. So we will be talking with a law enforcer, and after that, we will be speaking with someone from the DICT. But first, let's start with our daily starter, and it comes from the author Andre Gide, and it goes: one does not discover new lands without consenting to lose sight of the shore for a very long time. I personally literally experienced this. I actually lived down in Palawan on and off for 7 years, living on an island, developing a resort. But in terms of what the author is trying to share here, you cannot talk about new adventures, new beginnings, or new accomplishments without getting out of your comfort zone. Okay? So, kailangan pong lumayo kayo sa kinasanayan na para makakita kayo ng mga bagong simulain. So one does not discover new lands without consenting to lose sight of the shore for a very long time. Let's now go to the front page of the Philippine Star, October 18, 2023, and the headline goes: Coast Guard to acquire 40 Philippine-made vessels. Wow, okay. Made in the Philippines po yan, okay. BBM honors Philippine Coast Guard teams in encounters with China. So that's good news as Philippine Coast Guard celebrates its 122nd anniversary. So at least they get 40 new boats or ships, and all made in the Philippines. At the top of the front page, we have the header, Filipinos from Israel, Gaza begin arriving. Okay, well, they have yet to arrive. There is a group of 17 Filipinos voluntarily repatriated and are arriving at 3:30 this afternoon at Danaiya. Meanwhile, websites of Senate and House under attack. Okay? Website lang ba? Pati ata character nila under attack na. Okay, the websites of the House of Representatives and the Senate are apparently under cyber attack. The lower chamber voluntarily took down its web portal yesterday after suspicious and unusual activities were detected. Okay, same thing goes for the Senate. On the right of the top portion of the front page, there is the photo of a girl who fled to the southern part of the enclave in Gaza, southern part of the enclave with her family after Israel's call for more than 1 million civilians in northern Gaza to move south. And there she rides in a car as they return to their home in Gaza City yesterday. The family said they decided to return to their home as they found no safe place to stay in southern Gaza. And that was featured in the international news coverage last night because many Palestinians have decided to stay put rather than expose themselves to even more difficulties and hardship in unknown areas. Now, bottom part of the front page, COMELEC eyes manual recount of 2022 vote to settle once and for all the issue of irregularities in the May 2022 elections. The Commission on Election intends to do a manual recount of the ballots. The COMELEC chairman, George Garcia, yesterday reported that he is proposing to the Commission and Bank the recount of ballots from polling precincts to be chosen by the group seeking to disqualify technology provider Smartmatic from participating in future elections. Okay. So yun po, no? It is not a question of who really won the presidency, the vice presidency. It is all about the continuing doubts cast upon Smartmatic. And we have a big item. DOTR chief files cybercrime raps versus Manibela head. Transportation Secretary Jaime Jimmy Bautista yesterday filed cyber libel charges against Transport Group Manibela Chairman Marval Buena and broadcaster Ira Panganiban for linking him to alleged corruption activities at the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board. Okay. Bautista said Valbuena and Panganiban, national convener of the Coalition of Filipino Commuters, accused him of accepting bribes. Ayan na po, umpisa na yung sabunutan dyan. Meanwhile, PNR's NCR line to close by January. The Philippine National Railways will cease all of its passenger services in Metro Manila by January 2024 to give way to the civil works for the North-South Commuter Railway. In other words, wala po munang tren na bibiyahe. No trains will be operating in Metro Manila under the PNR because they will have to lay new tracks, new systems, and civil works for the North-South Commuter Railway. Let's all pray for that to really happen. Bottom photo to the left of the front page, brand refresh. Shank Properties Inc. executives came in full force for the company's brand refresh, signaling a new era of sophistication for the leading premium developer. Okay, yan po sila, all of them there. And last but the saddest as far as local news is concerned, another student, a criminology student, dies from hazing. 25-year-old criminology student sustained injuries resulting in death initiated by suspected members of Tau Gamma Phi fraternity in Quezon City. Okay, the victim, Aldrin Larry Bravante, was a fourth-year student of the Philippine College of Criminology and tiga-Imus Cavite po siya. Okay, so yan po, unfortunately, same set of suspects, meaning yung mga fraternities na yan have not really learned their lesson. They keep on recruiting. And I think the only time that will stop is if leaders end up in jail, regardless of whether they were involved in the initiation or not. Anyway, we'll go for a quick break. And when we return, we begin our program here on Agenda.
A quick car loan application process while earning up to 10,000 pesos a month? If this sounds too good to be true, then because it is. At least 20 teachers from Metro Manila and Central Luzon were victimized by a criminal syndicate through a car loan scam. Under this scheme, the suspects would convince victims to apply for a car loan and then ask for identification cards and other documents for a so-called quick processing. The suspects will then ask their victims to enroll their vehicle in either a ride-hailing app or a rent-a-car business to earn more money. The victims were told they would earn up to 10,000 pesos a month. But what they didn't know is their vehicles were already sold under a pasalo scheme. This criminal syndicate has allegedly stolen around 60 to 80 vehicles in this car loan scam. Let's further discuss this on today's agenda.
Gilbert Cruz is the executive director of the Philippine Anti-Organized Crime Commission. Prior to this, he was the former chief of the Philippine National Police Academy. Cruz also previously served as director of the Police Regional Offices 8 and 13 in separate stints.
Good morning, Director. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you, Sito, and thank you for inviting me
Oh,
this topic.
okay. Just a clarification, no? Medyo, alam mo, nagtitina na rin ako ng book, so mahina na yung memorya ko eh. You retired as a general, correct?
Yes, I retired as a two-star general, and my last assignment was with the Philippine National Police Academy.
Okay, and now you are an undersecretary of what department?
The Presidential Anti-Organized Commission, but before Sito, I was a board member of the Dangerous Drugs Board, also serving as an undersecretary.
Okay, because your group, the Philippine Anti-Organized Crime Commission, medyo it's not a very well-known group. You people have been very low-key because of the nature of your work.
Yes.
Mahirap yung masyado nagpapasikat. But at the
Yes.
same time, we must give credit where credit is due. So you're under the Office of the President, the DILG, or saan po ba, Director?
Actually, the PAOK is under the Office of the President, and the chairman of the commission is the Executive Secretary, and that is Sir Lucas Bersamin.
Ayun. Okay, well, thank you for the clarification. And as such, are you more ministerial, or because I understand you also conduct raids, or you're part of raiding team? But how does the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission work?
Well, actually, we try to monitor things, especially those concerned with organized crime groups, especially and also those that affects our national security. So we're more of selective in choosing what battle we will play with, and most of the time it's of national issue. Like for this, since the victims here are mostly mga teachers, and almost 80 teachers na yung naloloko dito sa scam na to. So we think na kailangan we have to put an end on this organized crime group, kasi nga mga teachers ito, and once naapektuhan na yung pag-iisip ng mga teachers natin because of the problems that will arise once na nagkaroon na sila ng ganitong problema at naging victim na sila, baka maapektuhan din pati yung pagtuturo nila doon sa mga estudyante natin.
And the setup is so attractive and normal for many Filipinos, even especially teachers, to aspire for. Because just for clarification, you said 18 or 80 teachers have been victimized?
Actually, we're looking at about 60 to 80 incidents of these car loan scams. But as of now, we have 18 teachers who filed already their complaints dito. So we're still waiting for the other victims to come out and file their complaints. Kasi nga, it's very hard for us to convince, kasi parang yung ibang teachers are nahihiya to file their complaints, and others are still waiting na baka sakali maibalik pa yung naloko sa kanilang pera. Kaya we're still convincing other victims to come out.
Okay, so is this a scam or this rip-off concentrated in Metro Manila, or is it nationwide? Para lang malaman din ng mga viewers natin sa provinces, baka yung area nila tina-target na rin ng organized crime.
Sa ngayon kasi, we have teachers coming from Pampanga. But meron tayong incidents of this kind also in Bataan, in Zambales, in Bulacan, and Metro Manila. So kaya lang kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, Sito, it's really hard to convince yung mga teacher, kasi nga unang-una nahihiya sila. And then pangalawa, the others are still hoping na maibalik yung puhunan nila o yung naloko sa kanila.
And dito sa situation na ito, Director Cruz, what happens? Kasi they are convinced by individuals to take out to apply for a car loan, to buy a car, and then to join a ride-hailing company to make money. But after they discover na na-scam sila, do the banks go after the teachers, or sorry na lang, as all everyone becomes a victim, and no one, or do the teachers have to deal not only with losing their money but also with claims from the banks?
Yeah, actually ang mga victims natin dito is teachers, and
Mhm.
initially kasi they were enticed to apply for a car loan, yung gang. And then they will allege mag-start ka ng Grab business, pasok natin sa Grab business yan, or any rent-a-car or transport business, papasok.
Mm.
With the promise, of course, that they will receive a monthly return of 18,000 to 30,000 plus that will cover, of course, the monthly amortization of the
Yeah.
mortgage vehicle. However, yung sindikato, hindi nila gagawin yon. Maybe padadamahin ka nila for a couple of months or 2 or 3 months. And then after that, ibebenta na nila yung sasakyan using yung assume balance plan. So, meron na namang bagong biktima. Aside from the teachers, we will have another victim, yung bibili nung assume balance plan. Kasi nga, the car itself, it's may problema na, and then binenta pa ulit. So with that, yung kawawang mga teachers natin, since sila yung nakapangalan dun sa car loan, they were the ones to be yung hahabulin ng bangko. So some of them were really surprised that they received a letter from the bank na sinasabi may utang ka at hindi ka na nakakabayad. And yun ang reklamo ng ibang teachers. And some teachers were of course nag-file sila ng loan, ng application, pero hindi naman nila pinasok. Pero they were surprised that nag-push through yung application nila without their consent. And yung sindikato using some forged paperwork, nagawa nila ng paraan na mapa-aprobahan ito sa mga car dealers. Kaya nagugulat yung ibang teacher, sabi nila hindi nila tinuloy yung application, and yet nakatanggap sila ng letter from the bank na meron silang utang.
Okay, so where are we as far as your operations are concerned? May nahuli na ba? May mahuhuli ba? Because clearly, these 3 victims for one incident. Dali yung teacher, victim yung bank or dealership, and then victim pa yung subsequent buyer. So this is really organized, and if it goes to as many as 80, as you mentioned, 60 to 80, maramihan na ito, hindi na ito biro.
Yeah. We already filed cases of carnapping and estafa sa 21 persons. And we're just waiting for the warrant of arrest to come out, and then we will be dealing and arresting those involved in this scam once we get the warrant of arrest.
Okay, we'll be on standby to support you on that, to at least publicize your accomplishment once you've grabbed them. But in the meantime, Director, what is the scenario for organized crimes in the or organized crime syndicates in the Philippines? Because lahat tayo nanonood ng Netflix, and most people think organized crime, mafia, yakuza, etc., etc. But in the Philippines, do we have that kind of organization, big organization, or is it just small gangs like in the NAIA, yung Pastillas gang, yung escort gang, etc.? Ano ba itsura? What is the form of organized crime syndicates in the Philippines?
Yes, Sito, with yung present situation natin now, nasa online world na tayo, online cyberspace. Okay, ang daming nagsulputan ng mga crimes online, and one of yung pinakamalaking problema na hinaharap namin ngayon, itong nagsulputan ng mga pogo, Yeah, they were given permits, they were given papers ng atin for POG operation, but actually they're not working as a online gambling but scamming na nangyari. Before we're thinking na most of the Filipinos are just victims in abroad, yung mga nagpupunta sa abroad, yung mga nato-torture doon, yung mga nasasaktan doon dahil nakapasok sila sa mga organized crime groups involving online scams. But now, yung mga na-rescue natin noon, doon sa Cambodia and Myanmar, yung iba dito nagtatrabaho na, and now they are working as supervisors and officers ng mga illegals, yung mga scamming operations dito. Kasi nagugulat kami, yung mga na-rescue namin before in Myanmar for online scamming or crypto scamming, now they are the supervisors here. And yung mga pogo na yan, they're dealing with crypto scamming, love scam, romance scam, loan scam. Hindi ito piait, hindi ito yung maliitan sito. We're talking of billions of pesos ang kinikita ng mga sindikato na to. And the thing about this is nakatago ito sa mga fake identity. So yung mga ang katapat kasi sito ng isang biktima ng online scam is isang SIM card lang. I mean, after you were victimized by ditong mga online scammer na ito, itatapon lang nila yung SIM card and then they will be using another SIM card. Hindi na natin maimbestigahan ng tuloy-tuloy dahil putol na kaagad tayo.
Okay, so cyber criminal organizations, but recently may mga pinaghahabol din yata kayo with the PNP, yung mga online sabong na all illegal.
Yeah, oo, marami tayo, nag-evolve din kasi sila, kaya sabi ko nga we should invest more on yung capability ng ating mga law enforcement agencies pagdating sa pag-iimbestiga ng mga ganito, kasi magagaling din sila once na halimbawa sa isabong na yan sito, once we take down yung mga sites nila, in a few minutes may lalabas na namang bago so it's hard and talagang bantayan if we will look at the problem on online scams. Talagang kailangan babantayan mo. And
I was talking to a former DILG high-ranking official, nag-retire na rin, mga katropa ninyo, and that individual told me, Sito, drugs are back on the road. Once again, it's a serious problem. So, Director Cruz, ano ang situation in terms of drugs? Is it organized crime? Is it ano ba yung tawag nila doon, yung trans boundary or national crime, etc.?
Yeah, actually, ang problema sa drugs dito sa atin, we're talking yung scenario natin dito. Ang drugs kasi nanggagaling dito mostly dun sa tinatawag nating Golden Triangle, yung Vietnam, we're talking of Myanmar, we're talking of China. Alam na natin kung saan nanggagaling yung mga drugs natin. And ang binabantayan talaga na lang natin dito yung kung paano sila pumapasok dito sa Pilipinas. And here sa atin kasi sa Pilipinas, masyado tayong porous, ang daming pinapasukan na mga shorelines dito. And we have to admit na konti lang talaga yung ating nagbabantay like the Coast Guards and the Navy. But in a survey that we did when I was still in the Dangerous Drugs Board, ang dami na nating nagsulputan ng mga illegal ports. And these are private ports sito na hindi na na-check nung ating mga PPAs. For example, in Zamboanga alone, we have before it was 36, now it's more than 300 yung mga ports. And bukod pa doon, maraming naglabasan ng ports ngayon. So kasi kung ang magpapasok ng droga dito is hihinto lang siya sa gitna ng dagat, and then boats will be going to get yung mga illegal items dun sa nakahinto na yon. At tapos kanya-kanyang pasok na dun sa mga illegal ports, yung mga mini ports na ginawa ng mga individual persons for the purpose of smuggling illegal items, hindi lang drugs, ano. So I think we should be serious on accounting for these illegal ports o yung mga mini ports na ginawa na ito for the purposes of smuggling. And then aside from that, sa online, ano, Sito, we already have this dark web. And
Yeah.
yeah, the dark web and the deep web, ano. Pag once na nakapasok ka sa dark web, nandun na lahat eh. You can buy drugs, you can buy components, how to make drugs, you can buy things kung paano ka gagawa ng mini laboratory, and of course yung mga chemicals, it's all available there. But the problem is hindi pa tayo ganun hindi pa tayo ganun ka-ready para i-check itong mga ganitong klase ng
Okay. Right now, the big issue or lumalaking issue o intriga in Congress is all about confidential intelligence funds. Now, what about your group, the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission? Do you have sufficient funding for your operation? Do you have sufficient staffing? Or are you in that situation that you have to request the Chief PNP, the NBI, the AFP for assistance?
Actually, as far as the staffing, we have enough personnel dito sa amin. And ang ginagawa kasi namin, once na pinag-usapan na talaga is yung organized crime, we tap the services of the NBI or the Philippine National Police or any agencies na like the customs, ano. Nakikipagtulungan kami sa kanila, and using yung intelligence information nila and mga intelligence resources nila, pinagsasama-sama namin yan to solve o ma-resolve namin yung isang problema. For example, we have this problem of illegal drugs, ano. And ang gagawin na lang namin as being the PAOK, ano, iisa namin yan. We call for the National Bureau of Investigation, we call for the Customs, we call for the Philippine National Police. And then we talk on how we will deal with this specific problem. So ang ginagawa namin, parang we monitor, and then we give guidance, and we also give direction on how to resolve a particular problem. So yung intelligence fund siguro ng bawat agencies is nagagamit ng maayos, ano, for a specific problem.
Okay, now in terms of this definition of organized crime, how do you define organized crime in terms of your actions? Because like sa airport, di ba, merong I mentioned earlier the escort system, the continuing claims of people being allowed to leave the country, mga OFWs with spurious documents. How do you classify those kind of groups? Organized crime syndicate ba sila or mga freelancers lang?
Actually, once na we talk of organized crime, whether we're doing it, they were doing it outside of our country or here. When 3 people or more people nagsama-sama sila, and then they will create a crime, then we will consider that an organized crime na agad. For halimbawa, yung sinasabi mo, Sito, na yung na mga nandodoko natin, yung mga nagpapasok, no, at naglalabas ng mga foreigners o nag-escort, parang nagsasama-sama yung isang grupo eh. Kasi pagpasok pa lang may sasalo na diyan, and then yung mag-escort pa bago makapasok sa pila, iba na naman yun. Kasi merong compartmentalization yung bawat isa eh. Ikaw hanggang dito ka lang pwede magtrabaho. Ikaw hanggang dito ka lang pwede magtrabaho. So kailangan they need to be organized to create this particular crime o yung panloloko na gagawin nila.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Director, we'll just go for a quick break, commercial break lang, pambayad ng kuryente. And when we come back, let's continue talking about your group and accomplishments, if there are any that you can share publicly. We'll be
Yeah.
right back here after this quick break.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back to the program agenda. And with us is retired police, two-star general, former head of the Philippine National Police Academy, but now he is the director of the executive director of the Philippine Anti-Organized Crime Commission. We have with us the USEC Gilbert Cruz. USEC, as I know that because of the nature of your work, publicity is not something that you guys go after. Kumbaga hindi naman kayo naghahabol ng promotion, naghahabol kayo ng accomplishment, di
Yes,
po ba? No?
yes.
But I think it would also help if people get to know, if any, if you can share any accomplishment of the Anti-Organized Crime Commission.
Yeah, actually tama yung sinabi mo, Sito. Lagi lang kami nasa sidelights, ano, hindi kami talaga pumufront. But most of the major cases na nagkaroon ng resolution o na-solve natin, like for instance yung mga drugs na nakukuha natin sa loob ng customs, minsan ang nagpo-provide ng info niyan is nanggagaling sa amin. And then we have yung problema natin ito sa mga rescue operations na ginagawa sa ibang bansa. Like yung mga OFW natin na they were subjected to torture pag hindi sila nakakakota dun sa mga online scams na yan. Nagpaparescue sa amin yan. And then yun nga, kagaya ng sinabi mo, silently kinukuha namin yan kasi nga ayaw rin namin masyadong maging high profile. No? Nagkakaroon tayo ng rescue operation using our staff from the PAOK and of course the staff of the DFA, nagtutulong-tulong kami. And then yung mga problema sa Pogo, yung mga kadalasan PAOK ang nag-i-initiate niyan. Even some kidnapping cases na sa PAOK ang nagiging tulay para ma-solve natin yung mga kidnapping cases.
Okay, well, yeah.
But kadalasan hindi na lang kami pumofront para lagi na lang inaangat namin yung mga agencies na
well, at least allow me to thank you on behalf of the Filipino people, to thank you and your team, your staff, your personnel at the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, because kahit hindi masyadong nalalaman, ay mahalaga ang ginagawa ninyo. And I do know that in some on some occasions, your people risk their lives. So thank you very much, USEC and Executive Director Cruz, for your time this morning. And as I always tell our other friends, agenda is open to all of you so that at least we can give you your fair share of time to inform the public of your accomplishments. God bless you and your team, and thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lencito, and thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, that's Undersecretary Gilbert Cruz, Executive Director of the Philippine Anti-Organized Crime Commission. We'll now go for a break, and when we return, let's go to our second feature for today. All of this hacking of websites and issues of cybersecurity with our guest from the DICT. We'll be right back here on Agenda.
The House Appropriations Committee has pledged to seek additional funding to enhance the DICT's capabilities in countering cybercrime and ransomware attacks. Ako Bicol Party List Representative Elizaldico said they intend to collaborate with the Senate and the Budget Department to secure extra resources with potential funding from the unprogrammed funds of the 2023 national budget. This commitment comes after the recent cyber attack on the House of Representatives website, highlighting the urgent need to upgrade in tackling cybersecurity threats. For their part, the DICT suspects that recent cyber attacks on various government websites may be orchestrated by local hackers and thereby not coincidental. Could an additional funding for the DICT help address the rising breaches among government agencies? Let's discuss that further on today's agenda.
Attorney Renato Aboy Paraiso is the newly designated spokesperson of the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT. Paraiso is also a senior partner at Gracilia and Paraiso Law Offices.
Good morning, Attorney Aboy Paraiso. Welcome to the program agenda. You're on mute.
Sorry, good morning, Sir Zito, and to all your viewers and listeners. Apparently include my wife and kid in the US.
Okay. Thank you for joining us this morning, and let's start the program, the conversation. Well, if you could please give us an update. What is our situation regarding all of these hackers and the state of cybersecurity for government institutions? Because a few months back, former ambassador to the, I don't know if he's former, alam ko emeritus na siya, Babes Romualdez, did come out with a statement he shared by intelligence associates that the Philippine institutions are very vulnerable to cyber attacks. Now, what is the current situation? Any updates?
Well, with regards to updates, so we're constantly monitoring all these websites and infrastructures of government. Currently, we are doing constant VAPT tests on their systems to determine whether they are their integrity is still intact. And if ever we do get reports or we do get some issues with them, we tell the respective agencies and for them to do their appropriate actions. So yun ho ang current state po ng ating mga government infrastructures po.
Okay, now what are the plans of the DICT Secretary Ivan Uy or the department? Because some people are unclear. Do we have a law or a mandatory policy in government that all agencies must install and maintain cybersecurity programs and contracts to ensure that we are not hacked or otherwise rendered useless?
Well, Sir Sito, to be honest, there is currently this we call it our ISSPs, wherein government agencies are not mandated, are required to submit their proposals for their ICT procurements to have it approved by the ICT. But this, however, sadly expired a few years back, and right now that the only measure that we have is a current memorandum of agreement with the DBM renewed every year, so that before the DBM releases their budget for their ISP requirements, ICT risk requirements, they require an ISSP from the ICT. To be honest, sir, there are a lot of things that can be improved, and that's why we're currently working with our lawmakers, currently having dialogues with them to improve or to craft up legislation that would improve. For example, the ones I mentioned earlier can be codified so that we can ensure that before they procure their individual systems, that the DICT has an oversight, at least give our technical assessment and recommendations before they would secure their budget for their ICT procurement.
Yeah, what about nationalizing the entire process or requirement? Because we have a national computer center, one of the best, most effective hacker, the I love you hacker is Filipino, So you would imagine we have what it takes to create all the firewalls, all the cybersecurity apps, etc. Why not nationalize it and also pass a law that requires every government office to have mandatory cybersecurity provisions? Because the PhilHealth, I understand, they got hacked or they were attacked because the cybersecurity contract had been allowed to expire.
Sir, I do agree with you, and I share your insights with regards to the matter. That's why, again, if you what I said earlier was we were constantly working with the lawmakers right now to craft up some measures. Tama yung sinabi niyo, Sir Sito, that we can nationalize these requirements before they get approved as part of their procurement. Maybe an amendment to the public procurement law with regards to ICT requirements, which is now pending before Congress. Another measure is, again, build up a national system for an international parang firewall law to laymanize it. It's so technical that's just trying to laymanize that. Imagine it as a firewall around our country that would prevent hackers coming in, at least have some a degree of security against hackers coming into the Philippines. Then individually, each agency before they procure, magdadaan sa aming mga pagsusuri, tapos we would now be able to see if their planned procurement is either updated, the integrity is good, the security is good, and most importantly, Sir Sito, forward-looking. Kasi ang technology ngayon, the technology is evolving so fast that 6 months from now, the technology you might buy might be obsolete already.
Yeah, kakabili mo pa lang, malapit lang ma-phase out. But
Yes, sir.
Attorney Aboy, here's my question. I understand the role of the DICT, the importance of oversight, but is the DICT operationally capable of the oversight for cybersecurity of all government institutions, agencies? Because baka mamaya kapusin kayo sa dami ng government offices. Wouldn't it be better for them to just, okay, you guys have the free hand to put up your own cybersecurity, just copy, furnish us the details, and we will correct you as we go along. Because our time is of the essence. As you pointed out, we put it up today, tomorrow it's already phased out.
Yeah, sir. To be candid about it, yes. When you ask about capability, when it comes to qualifications and the capability of the men and women of the ICT under the leadership of our secretary, you have the best and most qualified men and women here and our executives here. Ang problema ho, Sir Sito, is we lack the manpower. Imagine our insert is around 30 people, and most of them, or if not all of them, are job orders. So um, again, there's a lack of manpower to be able to fulfill our mandate. Uh, the passion is there, the willingness is there. It's just that another problem is we have a hard time recruiting people to join government because of the salary disparity between the private sector and the government. We're proposing again some legislature, a Magna Carta for ICT workers, and maybe some sort of I don't know if you can study about exemptions to the salary standardization law, because again, there's a
Yeah,
even with
because cyber, I mean, I don't know what you call them, but these techies, who the app developers, they're not cheap. Yun lang ang technician para sa computer namin. Sabi ko, teka, sino bang broadcaster? Ikaw o ako? Mas mahal ka pa sumingil sa akin eh. But here's a comment from one of our viewers. Grabe yan, ISSP na yan. Government agencies need to submit that to DICT every 2 or 3 years, but the development of cybersecurity issues are faster. DBM should be a bit more responsive, allow the agencies to purchase immediate security patches. Do you agree?
I agree to a certain extent that we have to adopt some measures to expedite yung purchasing process na yan. But I don't subscribe to the idea that you do away with the ISSP. You take away the involvement of the ICT already and the technical experts and technical advices of the ICT if that happens. What we are advocating, or at least what I am advocating, is strengthen that policy, codify it, and then here's what happens, Sir Sito, after the ISSP, whether you kind of follow it, so you get your allocation from the DBM. Then afterwards, we don't have any oversight. We don't have any visibility on the maintenance, the upkeep. Kaya nga, it happens that your plan may be good, pero nag-expire na pala yung subscription mo, nag-expire na yung mga licenses mo. So DIC has no participation there. So I think the better proposal is to strengthen, codify. It was under the MIT prerogative before, so maybe we can revisit that and then codify.
Siguro, yeah, siguro we also make sure that whoever, excuse my French, screwed up gets fired. Because,
Yes.
when the government is held hostage for $300,000 because some idiot did not renew the contract for cybersecurity, well, I think he should be the first one to be thrown out of the building.
Well, first and foremost, I don't want to get on your bad side, Sir Sito, given your passion. And second, I do agree that we should promote a system of accountability, not only with government workers, but even with the suppliers and the third persons that do business with government. So
yeah, but wait a minute, Attorney Aboy. has there been a determination of fault and responsibility regarding the PhilHealth hacking and ransomware?
Yes, with the PhilHealth, it's the attribution of it is a foreign international ransomware group called
No, no,
Cruz.
no. We know that who's hacking them, but the person who did not renew the contract for the app or for the services for cybersecurity, yung pumalpak, na determine na ba who did not do his or her job?
We submitted our full report. We did a full investigation, and then it's now with PhilHealth. You have to excuse again. I beg the indulgence and the understanding of the
I
public.
understand. I understand that. I'm just asking the general question. Were you in your investigation able to pinpoint responsibility? Because at the end of the day, someone has to be held responsible for that.
To answer your question, yes, Sir Cito, it was a full comprehensive report that we submitted to the BSA on the cause of the incident, the faults that were, and who's at fault.
Okay, well, we look forward to that. Pasensya ka na, Iho, but a lot of the viewers and readers of my column have that in mind.
Yes, sir.
That nothing is solved because no one is punished. And we don't want to hurt people or we don't want to imprison people unfairly, but all our data is now at risk. So anyway, going back to the concerns of the DICT, you guys are doing something, you're trying to get everybody to have a heads up, but how long before we are in an actual viable position to respond?
Well, our cybersecurity, well, first and foremost, policy-wise and when it comes to policies, we already have the NCSP in place. It is now submitted to the Office of the President for review and for approval, which would include proposals, Sir Sito, for a unified, a uniform guidelines on how to set up your internet systems, your cybersecurity, how
Okay.
secure it should be. So that's what we do. That's medium term. In the medium term, in the immediate term, we are currently training cybersecurity experts in order to address.
Will they be, sorry, Attorney Aboya, will they be allowed to do emergency purchases or emergency contracts because of the threat to so many government institutions?
Well, absent any law or absent any declaration of a national emergency when it comes to this, the public procurement law is still in place. So, we have to strictly follow them. So we leave it up to the wisdom of the legislature and the executive to determine the state and then maybe come up with some legislation or some measures that would allow
Okay.
LGUs and the national government to skirt the rules of the public procurement law.
Okay, maybe we'll schedule a succeeding interview, attorney, but next time to talk about the good news from the DICT that was originally my intention, because I understand you have a national broadband program going on. You have a lot of partnerships going on, and we would really like to feature that. Do let us know all of this so we can tackle it in another episode of Agenda.
Sir Cito, we are not only happy, but we are thankful for your program that you would allow us to feature the good side of what we do in the DICT, the accomplishments that we have. Thank you for giving us your platform, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Attorney Aboy, and good luck to Attorney Aboy Paraiso, and best of luck. Actually, God's favor be upon the DICT, because whether you believe it or not, I really, really strongly believe in your group and support you. We hope that you can really make the change we all need. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Cito. Salamat po.
Okay, God bless. That's Attorney Aboy Paraiso, spokesperson of the DICT. And although sometimes I may be asking pointed questions, make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, We need the DICT. We must support the DICT. And let's now go to our final prayer for the week, for the day. And it is the prayer of Jabez that I pray every day from 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 10. Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my territory. Let your hand be with me and keep me from harm so that I will be free from pain. Thank you very much for watching Agenda. Please keep it here on One News.